See, you all have a question for me. Oh, I know you do. I know you do. You have a question, and I have an answer. The question is, James, why is everybody so ready to fight? Why is everyone ready to fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Why is everybody on vacation in Mexico and ready to fight? Because everybody was dehydrated. Listen, you could see every scene. Everybody was smoldering. Was there no budget for air? Did you all not go anywhere while you were in Mexico that had air? Do you see how I look right now? I'm not glistening with sweat. Neither were you all. You all weren't glistening. You all were smoldering, honey. I said, these broads are hot, honey. They are hot. People are putting fans down their pants. Listen, Candace is the queen of hot crotch. Okay? I've heard that Candace's coochie was sweating more times this season than I care to. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I couldn't care less about the feelings in your crotch, Candace. She's all, if you notice, her and Ashley are, oh, my coochie is sweating. But you could see in this footage, this whole episode, while the girls were down in Mexico, they were smoke. Let me say that again for the ones in the back. What was going on in Mexico? These girls were smoldering, honey. I said, poor babies. Poor babies. Let's go back to the beginning, shall we? I done tickled myself. This is Real Housewives of it. Not even Atlanta. Look, child, I got so tickled. I don't even know where I'm at. This is the Real Housewives of Potomac. Potomac, season 7, episode 13. Thank you for clicking on the video. Listen, I'm SpillitBoyTV. I'm going to tell you what's really going on. It was a lot. It was a lot. Everybody was in their feelings, and everybody was ready to nook if you book. Nook if you book. I said, Lord have mercy, honey. Geriatric bad girls. That's what it was given. Anyway, we start off, though, with something serious in this episode. It's Robin contacting Giselle. Giselle is actually on her way back from the hospital, I guess. She had an appointment. She's asking her very careful questions, and it made my ears say, these are very careful questions. What are you really asking about? Giselle's been suffering with fibroids for 3 years. Again, this is one of those times when it's real live reality TV, things that women are being bold enough and brave enough to actually share. So kudos to you, Giselle, for actually sharing. This is something that a lot of women are actually going through. Again, some things you don't really want to share, and you don't. I've been there, I've been there. Cancer. I didn't really want to share it, but sometimes you just gotta. You gotta. It's the testimony. There's a testimony in it, and when you're given a testimony, it's not for you, really. It's not for you. You're just the carrier of the message. If you don't carry the message, then you're not doing your job. So yes, no, you really don't want to give that part of yourself out, but sometimes it's necessary, and you'll know. You'll know. You always know. What to keep and what not to keep. It comes with when you get a testimony that's supposed to be shared. it comes with the message. You already know. Nobody got to tell you. You know that you're supposed to. So kudos to Giselle for being brave and gutsy enough to do it. But yes, she shared this. She's about having to have basically very close to like a full hysterectomy to get rid of the problem. Um, she was very positive. She was very um, she was solid. She was solid in her message. She was solid in her stance. She was I would say a fierce ass woman is what she was in this whole how she took this on and how she delivered it. And I thought it was from a really, really uh, genuine place. That's how I felt. That's how I felt with that. So kudos to you, Giselle, for that. She said, listen, I'm still planning on traveling and going to Mexico. They say you really shouldn't be doing a whole bunch of traveling, but I'm going to be fine. I'm going to do it. I got my girls set up. I got everything. Woman, a woman, whole grown ass black woman is what she was. Black women take care of all the stuff, the kids, their self, the house, with everything. They do it. That's what they do. So she was a whole black. Well, that's what black romantic looks like, you all. But anyway, so that was that. So they went out of that scene, which was great. That's actual reality TV. That's actual reality TV. That's the part of it that you need. Here's the other parts that you want. They went right out of that into hating on Karen and her live show and the fact that she didn't invite Sharice. Then they went on and talked about how Sharice dropped the video footage of Karen and Mia when they were over there dancing and carrying on, and their boobs actually showed, and how Karen really wasn't cool with the fact that her breasts were showing and it was on social media, but she was playing it off. So I was like, these two, y'all, they was hating. They were hating, just, doing what they do. Then we had this whole bogus scene of Robin and having the boys fitted for suits, and then talking about how her parents weren't going to be invited to this wedding, and the wedding's supposed to be happening in 40 days. The only thing going on in that scene was how sharp the little child that came there to do the fitting on the boys. That was the only thing that was really going on in that scene. It was a scene for him to flex because he knew his ass was clean as the Board of Health. And that was it. That was a scene for the man with the measuring tape. And you did your thing. You looked nice. Anyway, moving on, because that was a bogus ass scene. Ain't going to be no wedding in no 40 days. And then Karen came on through later on and shaded the whole situation. But I'm going to get to that. I said, oh, Karen, she going to get you. If you think that Robin ain't going to get you for that comment during the reunion, girl, she going to be mad with you, honey. Maybe Juan, too, if he show up. Anyway, moving on. G and Mia are having this conversation. I said, wait a minute, what we doing here? Get it your way, right away. G and Mia sitting over there talking about Jacqueline. I said, what? Wait a minute. I've seen a shift. See, G still cares for Jacqueline, and I told you how I felt. But I think Mia's in a mood. She in a mood, and whatever they've had, she don't particularly want it no more. That's the problem with thruples and threesomes and wife-in-laws and husband-in-laws, however you do it when you invite somebody else in. See, because a marriage is about two people, unless you're pansexual and all these other things. But see, it comes with all this extra stuff. And see, at some point, If somebody starts feeling pushed out, then you have problems. And that's what it just seems like. It seems like at some point, Mia was feeling threatened by Jacqueline, and now she got a target on Jacqueline's back. So she starts talking about Tita. Tita, we know Tita. I know Tita. She's a friend of mine, Miss Tita. Tita Talks down here to the YouTube, honey. That is Jacqueline's sister. She is a fellow YouTuber. Uh-huh. She's a hoot and a holler, and she's a nanny. And she is the nanny for Mia. And she starts speaking about Tita, and she starts speaking about the fact that Tita is her nanny. And she says that Jacqueline is upset because she won't set up a nanny for her kids, because that ain't her job. It's her job to take care of her girls. It's not her job. That's Jacqueline's job. But I've told her, if you don't have things set up, you can bring your girls by here. Just bring your kids where my kids are. Because again, you're telling us that y'all are foster sisters, y'all are best friends, y'all so close that you got us questioning whether or not she been sitting on top of your husband. So this is, you got us questioning these things. Y'all supposed to be this close. Why is this even a conversation? You playing backsies and you don't want to be friends, you don't want to be sisters no more? What's going on? You feeling some type of way? A little crotchety? But anyway, naturally, okay, so surely, what's the big deal? Bring your kids here, because I'm sure Tita ain't got no problem watching her nieces. Okay? So I said, okay, whatever. But she said, yeah, that's not fair. I told her to do that, but not all the time. Her girls are not my responsibility. I said, oh, see, that's a little piece of nasty on top of it. It's a piece of nasty on top of it. This is, here we go again. You're trying to make us think that Jacqueline is less than. I said, here we go. Here's time for nasty. Here's time for nasty. Something going on. So that was that. And I said, okay, all right. So I said, well, where's this going? I said, that's all right. Whatever. We go to the airport. We're getting ready to go on to Mexico. Okay. Going to Mexico for this celebration for Ashley's birthday. Right away on the plane. We don't got the footage because you can't film on the plane. But we don't have the footage. But they get off the plane, baby, and the girls is giving, girl, child. We in first class, Miss Thing, and they were carrying down to the first class, honey. Miss Jacqueline and Miss Mia. Going back and forth, and the conversation undoubtedly got very heated, and it was given Mia and Jacqueline are attacking each other's motherhood and all of that. It was getting real deep and down there to the plane. I said, oh. And they was fussing so hard to the point where the other girls was kind of getting embarrassed because they was carrying so bad in first class. I said, oh, all right. Anyway, so once we get to Mexico, they kind of, things is just a little, Ashley had actually bought everybody some vibrators, and they all had little personal gifts, and all this, they had little surprise gifts. And then they had this Karen had snuck and set up this little impromptu surprise party, just a little cake of champagne for Ashley downstairs in the hotel, because they had actually, Karen and Ashley had gotten there first, and then the other girls had actually showed up, and then they get their thing going. Now, in all this time, we're sitting, I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Even in the airport, which was so strange, remember how Candace and Jacqueline got off to a bad start. Candace was like actually there for Jacqueline. She's like, no, everything's going to be okay. It's all right. It's going to be cool. Don't worry. It's going to be cool. And Wendy also was like calming her. These people that Jacqueline had gotten into it with, I said, this is crazy. Like that's got to be a horrible feeling that here you are being brought into this group by this woman, and now these other women who you've been defending her against, you've been fighting at these women, and now they're having to defend you against her. I said, that's ugly. And especially with the fact that she's like a family member. Anyway, so we're at the little surprise birthday cake and champagne drink, and things start going down with Jacqueline and Mia. Mia's like, I'm not trying to sit over there by her and this, that, and the other. And then Jacqueline called Mia the devil. And I said, wait a minute. So Mia says she's just doing what she does. You know, they're trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, what set y'all off? What made y'all start talking to each other like that? Because that's really some heavy talk y'all doing to each other. And, you know, Giselle's just prying. Giselle don't really care. She don't care about neither one of you all. So she's just trying to get in your business because that's what she does. And Jacqueline says, child, she's just evil right now. She needs some more tech in her life. That's what it is. And so Mia said, oh, do you want to go there? Is that what you want to do? You want to go there? I said, go where? Go where? Like, I mean, this is how y'all talk. Y'all take showers together. That was like a lighthearted, you know, that wasn't no big shebang. What you talking about? So I'm not thinking that she's actually going to try to really let Miss Jacqueline have it. And baby, the next thing I know, I said, wait a minute. Maybe that's why I started out and said, welcome to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because that nasty little Mia, honey, turned around and told Jacqueline, and she said, you want to go there? Let's go there then. Keep your legs closed to married men. I said, what did you say? What you say?
Oh, I had almost gagged just then.
What did you just say to your sister? And honey, the next thing I know, Miss Jacqueline, honey, got mad and got to crying, honey, and tell her, I never slept with your husband, and I cannot believe you. I said, and Giselle said, wait a minute, baby, she didn't say that you slept with her husband. Do tell. What you crying for, honey? I said, oh, it was going down at that point. And honey, it just, Jacqueline was having a fit, and Mia was living in it. Living in it. She didn't care. She did not care. She bitch slapped Miss Jacqueline and let her know who was in control. I said, this is what I've been waiting on, because you've been setting her up this whole time. When she was saying, do you want to go there? She like, it was, I said, girl, is she threatening her? And she was threatening her. I said, oh. And then she delivered the blood. I said, wow, that's terrible. And Jacqueline, child, listen, Candace came to her aid. Wendy was coming. They gathered around and told, no, girl, okay. They were trying to talk me up. Mia said, I don't care. I do not care. She meant to hurt her, and that was that. Candace went over and was trying to talk to Mia. She's like, Mia, that is your sister. Your sister, she is over there crying. You take care of whatever it is. She's crying. Like, go get your sister. Take her out of this place. Now we're in this place. Take her out of this place, and go. She said, I'm not doing anything. So Karen said, okay, well, that's enough. This next part of what we got is a little surprise me and Ashley put together. It may actually help everybody. So they actually went on down onto the beach. And down there was a shaman down there actually waiting to, help them out and everything. And he did a whole cleansing on them. And then they did a walk into the water to release some of the toxicity and all of that kind of thing. It was supposed to be a really uplifting, cleansing process. And child, not so much, because you got Sharice and you got Karen and all of what they got going on. And child, Karen is when I say Karen is shading Sharice down up in the confessional. She turned around there and said, honey, this has been Leprechaun, honey. She is always looking for something, honey. some coins, some food, honey, some friends. Ain't nobody asked her nothing. What she coming around here for? I said, Karen, not coins and food and friends. Just a ring. I said, oh my, y'all nasty on this trip. Anyway, so then they break away and they say, listen, we're going to go up, get ourselves washed up. Get ourselves washed. And Mia still ain't budging. Ain't budging. Not at all. And they telling the story on the beach about the whole nanny thing and all that. I'm like, this is terrible. So, you know, Mia's not budging. Jacqueline is like, whatever. The girls is like, that's all right, girl. Don't worry about it. They go up to their rooms. They got their personal gifts. Okay. Robin. See, Karen called it. Okay. I said that the scene getting the boys' suits was just old bogus scene. Karen had already called this mess and said, Karen. I said, oh, Karen. Robin goes out. They gave Robin a veil and said Brad to be on the veil. She go out onto the balcony and it done blew away. She just looked at it and thought it was like a joke anyway, but it blew away and she's like, oh shoot. Karen gonna say, I spent some good time and some good money getting that thing together. She gonna say, she got a lot of nerve anyway, honey, with this lie about this wedding, this old fake ass ring. I said, not the fake ass ring. I said, oh, Karen. Listen, the shade has been thrown. Girl, you done hit one this time. Girl, she got a fake ring? What you talking about? Girl, what is you saying, Karen? I got questions now. Girl, I know you're not trying to tell us that Miss Dixon got her ring from the Midnight Velvet catalog. What is you saying? What y'all take from that? Maybe it's the sentiment of the ring is fake. You ain't talking about the ring is really fake, or you ain't talking about. Oh, I ain't gonna mess around with chip my tooth, honey. I ain't. She talking about me, child. Anyway, but girl, I hope she's talking about the sentiment of the ring and not that she out here pushing cut glass. Miss Robin, I love you, but I know damn well, you know you and Giselle talk too much stuff for you to be running around with cut glass on, girl. So I hope she's talking about the sentiment of the ring. Either way, girl, you done punched her in the stomach and hit Juan in the back of the head. I said that was mean. Moving on. I'm moving from that. I'm leaving. I'm moving from there, honey. Let's talk about the dinner. They go to the dinner. They come down. Karen and Sharice get started. I said, well, wait a minute. And of course, you know, Giselle's over there. They wanted to usher it in. What really is the problem with you all? This, that thing. Karen says, listen. Girl, you're the one always trying to beg, honey. You begging for my friendship mistake. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that. Honey, Shasha says, no. Why don't you just be a woman and tell me that you don't want to be my friend? And we could, you know, close it up and that be that. And she says, because, you know, Karen, you've not been a friend. You didn't call me. I was going through a divorce and I also lost my father. And, you know, you didn't call or anything. Honey, that Karen told her, listen, let me tell you something, honey. I texted you my condolences, and it's all I owed you. See, because I had already lost my mother as well. And she said, well, wait a minute, Karen. She says, I mean, I get that, but that don't work. You texted me like that. That's crazy. When your mom passed, I drove, and I was there for you. I was at the funeral. Honey, that Karen said, let me tell you something. And Miss Karen, I'm getting ready to get you right now. I'm going to drag you because you did a cop out. I wasn't living for this, Karen. This was ugly. It was ugly and it was petty and it was terrible. And Karen said, I'm winning this argument. I don't give a damn, honey. Grand Dame style, honey. I'm getting ready to turn all the way up, honey. And it ain't going to be about shit, honey. She said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what we're not going to do. Don't you speak on my mother. I said, what? What? And Sharice said, come on. I'm not speaking on your mother. I didn't do that. You know, I didn't do that, Karen. She said, you don't speak on my mother's name. You don't play with my mother's name. She said, I ain't playing. She jumped up, going bang on the table. Said, I will whoop your ass up in here. I said, Karen, now, Karen, I'm going to need you to stop. Stop it. You know that woman ain't said nothing sideways about your mama. She ain't said nothing sideways about your brother's funeral or nothing like that. You just wanted to win the argument, so you turned it all the way up in the midst of that, because she wasn't even trying to go there. Sharice, and you know, I don't even do Sharice all like. Sharice wasn't trying to go there. She was like, well, she thought for a moment that Karen actually thought she was being disrespectful over the death of her mother. Sharice was very apologetic. Very. You can see it all over her face. Like, I would not do that. Like, I ain't that mad, you know, at you. I wouldn't do that. Honey, that Karen kept going, and then Sharice figured it out that she was playing in her face. Honey, and that Sharice got mad. I said, wait a minute. Now, Sharice went to looking like somebody's uncle. And I said, watch it. Watch it out. I said, okay, you done made Sharice mad. Honey, them two was banging on the table and carrying on. I said, woo. And as much as Ashley loves mess, you had to see Ashley's face. I felt so bad for Ashley in that moment. She wasn't ready for that. She was not. She sees Karen a certain way. She sees Sharice a certain way. And to see those ladies get that furious and banging on the table and be that out of control, you could see it on Ashley's face. They scared the hell out of Ashley. She was like a little kid. I said, oh my God, Ashley. So somebody get Ashley. But it was ugly. It was ugly. But Karen gonna say, you don't get any points and you don't get thrust back into the group using my mother and her funeral. And I was like, no, Karen, you don't get any points by trying to throw your mother under the bus, trying to win this argument, because that is what you did. Sharice did not say anything disrespectful about your mother. And as a matter of fact, you were disrespectful to tell her when she said, I was dealing with a divorce from my husband of all those years, and also the passing of my father, and your nasty ass, Karen Huger, looked her dead in her face and told her, I texted you my condolences, and that's all I had for you. You were nasty. You played in her face like the death of her father and the death of her marriage wasn't shit in your world. So you were doing basically what you accused her of doing. And no, Miss Karen, I can't let you slide for that. You were nasty, and then you tried to flip it and turn up because you just wanted to win. You played Grand Dame, but I seen you, Mom. Nope, you didn't win this one. Not at all. You were quite nasty, and it was quite off-putting. I said, girl, because see, now I don't mind. You know, I'm nasty. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm nasty. I get to fighting with you. I will take the kitchen sink and throw it at your feet and throw a muffler at your head. And it is what it is. And I'm unapologetic about it. It is what it is. If you call for me, I'll come. But Karen ain't gonna like that. Karen gonna try to make herself be right and try to make herself be in a good light. How much y'all want to bet? How much y'all want to bet, honey? Drop the coins and let's bet, honey. What do you want to bet, honey? We're going to say next week. That's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. How much you want to bet? Karen going to try to flip this over. She ain't going to stand and see. When I throw that muffler, When I throw that muffler, I'm gonna walk up behind it after I hit you with it. When that muffler laying upside your head, I'm gonna have a key to try to turn it on. Karen not gonna stand in it like that. Karen is gonna try to flip this over and make herself be right, and she's gonna try to be the victim. How much do you want to bet? Leave it in the comments. All right, y'all. If you agree, if you don't agree, leave it in the comments. I want to know what you think. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Poor Ashley, girl, you'll be okay. I know they scared you, but girl, you know you a little. Get you another drink, sis. You be all right. But they scared the hell out of Ashley, child. All right, y'all. Later.